Aloha and welcome to Lucy's Paradise Podcast. I have the one and only Alexis Monet.
What's up, everybody?
And she might be like one of my only friends that's always down to collab and make content. So I just
like to yap.
I'm kind of tired of making friends that don't want to make content though, low-key.
Well, you made a solid friend, so that's what matters. You're good.
Exactly. But today we're gonna do something a little bit different because we're gonna talk about, and we might just be talking a lot of crap about Love is Blind.
Ooh.
And I feel like this season was like filled up enough that there's a lot to talk about.
There it is.
And obviously, like, it's been popular. I think it's still going to be popular. I'm going to try to post this right away, by the way. So just so you know.
Yeah.
And I people are still having different conversations too, like other podcasts. And I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't even think of that. And
Yeah,
like, that's
there's
a
a
good
lot
point.
of stuff still coming out.
And that's a good point. And then did you watch the reunion? I wanted to ask. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're up to speed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, and that's what I would prefer, is to talk with somebody about a specific topic where you actually have watched it, so like you kind of can give your opinion or whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the men, and then we'll kind of branch off, and I'm sure it'll take us some million different places, and then we'll kind of get through we'll try to get through as much as we can. It's late where you're at. We're like 6 hours difference now, and then I had like the worst day ever. So we're doing this for everybody who wants the content with this. But the first person that came up on the list, ironically enough, is Alex.
Bruh. You mean
the soccer
Alex
guy.
You mean Alex?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Give us the lore on that. So technically his name changed.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the last name change. It was because he had an abusive, stepfather, and he didn't want to be associated with, his like name. I understand that, but the first name, the first name, there's no reason. I mean, there's no reason that he has given, as to why he would change his name from Alec to Alex. But also, it's not the biggest deal. He might have his own reasons, but it is a little. It doesn't help add on to his lore of like just how he is. It doesn't help.
Like, yeah, because
he's weird and mysterious, but like not in a good way.
No, he doesn't even come off. That's the thing, though. It's not like he has given off a mysterious vibe. Mm-hmm. He actually gives off the I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about everything. I'm so transparent vibe. But then when you start asking the questions more specifically, and I feel bad for Ashley in this sense, I think and this is just my personal opinion, what I think really bugged her was that, and obviously I could be wrong, but this is my perception of it. He told a story or whatever, right? So you're thinking, cool, this is the timeline of this is the timeline of that. So she has in her head all the places he lived.
Right.
And that's like, as a girlfriend or as a person that knows your other person, like, you're like, okay, cool, these are the places they live, like, this is what I know about them. And I think to have a conversation where they then had somebody else in there, and she was like, oh, but you said you were like moving here.
Right.
And so like it doesn't seem like a big deal to him, because maybe there was some point where he was like, could I move here? Right. But then he's like, nah, I didn't, and that ended up not happening. I think that all of those changes don't look good when it seems like, when you have such a definite, like, I lived here and I lived here and I did this. Yeah. And then now someone's like, but you said you were going to do that. Like, it just makes it seem like you're a liar, even if you weren't necessarily like meaning to lie or not trying to lie, or maybe things changed. So you're not technically lying. You didn't live there, but it was true at the time. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and she was like, wait, what the F? Like,
so, but also, okay, see, and that's the thing. He could not be lying. He could totally be telling the truth, but his demeanor and like the way he says things and like the calculated answers, it gives off that like you're hiding something, even if you don't mean to. It's like, I don't know. I would try to make that as clear as possible. And you're right, when you try to ask more questions.
Do you think like the dad was like catching on to that when he was talking to him?
Oh, he's a lawyer. Of course he was. And I mean, yeah. I mean, watching it, because like I'm one of those people that want to like believe the best in everybody. So I really didn't try to go into like this with anything. So I was kind of like wondering like, like, why is her dad, like, grilling him so hard? Like, he seems like a nice guy, but the more I was, like, paying attention to the dad and, like, how much and, like, how he was asking questions and trying to trip him up, like, I was like, oh, he's trying to catch him, and Alex is low-key, like, tripping. He's tripping here. Okay, I see. Like, he wasn't just picking at him for no reason. Like, he had his suspicions, and, like, you know. There's even some speculation that his mom, or who Netflix says was his mom, was his mom. Like, he's like a paid actor.
Okay, so we'll get into that. I did see something like that. We'll get
Yeah.
into that for sure, because that is a good thing, I think, a good part of that topic to talk about.
Yeah.
When it comes to Alex himself, like, there are some things that he said, like, and like, I don't again, I don't know this guy personally. I don't know any of these people personally. So like,
Right.
just based off of watching whatever was edited and shown on the show. And I hope you know, both of us probably know a little bit about how much they edit the show to be entertaining, right? So we don't know
actually
how
bring
much
that up.
of the explanation that they cut just to make it seem worse or whatever. And I acknowledge that, but with what was only aired on the show, I think like just like in terms of things Alex was explaining, like for example, and this is my favorite example, is when he talks about his grandparents and talking about the ages and like clearly there's a lot of that information he doesn't know that's actually like hearsay, but he's trying so hard to just give answers to answer the question, to move on to the next question, right? Because you know, when you're being talked with you know, when you're talking to people's parents, right? It's very high anxiety situation for most people, for a lot of people, whatever, if they really care about somebody, you know? And, you know, it can feel like a job interview, because what's stressful about a job interview is you're trying to get the job, boy. You're trying to get the job because you need the money. It is stressful because they're basically asking you like all these scenario questions. This is kind of like that. This is like the job interview of, are you a good enough, what kind of guy is this person going to marry my daughter, right? So I think what would have done him better is to just be like, hey, there's a lot of details that I'm a little iffy on, because like the ages and the marriage things, right? And I think because he gives the perception that he knows definitively instead of being honest about, hey, like there's certain things I know and certain things that like I've been told. So I don't know exactly what's true, but I'll give you like kind of like my perception of like this person was a father figure to me, X, Y, and Z, because that stuff nobody really knows. You know, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, right? So I think that's kind of where he was running into some stuff with the dad, because the dad's like, okay, now if you're going to give numbers, then you're going to say that somebody died at a certain age, but they were married for a longer number of years. Like, okay, now it's not making sense. So clearly that interaction just basically shows that there was information he really didn't know, which people found out, I guess, on the internet later, like what the actual information was, right?
And I think with that, though, he has like a confidence complex, because, you know, he kept saying, even with Ashley, like, he's confident about something. He's confident.
Oh, like, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. This is like the fourth quarter of the soccer game, bro.
Right. And to me, that was one of the biggest implements that, like, he had something that he wasn't confident about. And I think a lot of it was the fact that he had his entire life was, you know, headed towards soccer, right? Pro, you know, he had this goal, he wanted to meet it, he was on his way. And then, you know, when all the like the knee surgeries and stuff happened, it took his confidence. And I think he even said like he had to like rebuild himself. And then a part of that, I think there's like a thing, because like I even do that with myself. Like when I'm trying to create a better habit, you have to fake it till you make it. And I feel like he's gone so far with the faking the confidence part, where he's like forgetting to make it. Where it's like now everything's calculated. Now it all sounds, you know, when he could just be like, oh, you know what, I'm a little nervous.
I think the element with Alex that, and I don't even know that this element exists, right? Because we didn't see this in any of the show.
Right.
But I think the element about him, and this is why people were like going on and like, you know, assuming he's a sociopath and all this stuff. Like, what I don't know, right? I don't know. I can't say definitively. there were some things, right? Because like obviously like there's a lot of lying and stuff. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I would say that I think one of the things that's interesting and kind of to what you're saying is like, but what I noticed in the whole show is that he didn't like have any real heart to hearts with Ashley
No, like his
that like
emotions were
seemed super for real.
right.
Yeah, like he didn't seem like you can't just be like on top of your 100%. Like that's just not realistic. Like I don't care if you are you telling me LeBron doesn't like stress out about nothing? Like
Right.
let's be real, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something. Some scenario in like, you know, like I'm
No,
not to,
yeah, and that
it's not to
he was
say
like,
lose your or it's not. Yeah.
right.
But I think that's what we didn't see at all. Like we didn't see him like I don't know, stressed about his mom or like it just seemed weird. And their relationship seemed like bro-y, like very bro-y.
Yeah, it was. But he also kept saying like, "I have no fears." Like that like he was legit saying it, but it made me believe even more that he had fears.
What
Like,
do you think about the whole trust in Dubai, blah 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 stuff?
like the what?
When he said that, they're like, "Oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And he's like, "Oh, I see myself with like a trust in Dubai and like."
Well, I heard like I don't even know if this is legit, but like it was some rumor saying that like he only went on this show to become an influencer, and like these are the things pointing toward it. And I feel like if that was his goal, then it's probably money driven. He's probably thinking about all the money that would come out of a lot of things. So he's like, yeah, Dubai, like I don't know, chasing the dollars.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's
This guy is
giving.
hard to
It's
read, and
no.
I'm
It's
a
just giving.
good person reader.
It's just giving like bullshit. Like, what are you even talking about? Like,
What are
define
you
trust in
talking about?
Dubai.
I don't
Like,
know.
what are you gonna do? Get a bunch of gold and go store it in Dubai? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're gonna
I
open a
literally
bank
think
account in
he
Dubai?
just
Like,
needs the attention. He
you
just
can
needs.
literally open foreign accounts if you want. But like, what? Like, what? How does this make sense? Like, it's just like what they mean is like in terms of relationship, great? Because you come on the show to like find the person of your dreams, right? That you're gonna marry. So where
Yeah.
do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I see myself married to the person of my dreams, you know, with or without kids, depending on who you are. You know, I don't know. But in his case, maybe not kids, but maybe like traveling to then get to that point or something, right? But it just his answers just seem like such BS. It's like, what are you
Well,
even
you
talking
heard
about,
what he
bro?
said, right? Like, so he said he fell in love in the pods, but when the doors opened and Ashley wasn't what he thought she would look like, which is crazy because this woman is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, stunning. Like, but it is not his type, which is fine. But he said that like once he saw her, things changed, and I feel like he probably did come into this with like the best intentions and like telling the truth or whatever. But when he saw her, it changed like how he felt and how he acted. Like I felt like there was an initial like attraction, like the physical attraction was there, but he could not have gone any deeper because he was stuck on the fact that she did not look like a person he would normally go for.
I'm
And
gonna
of
be
course he would get deep.
honest. I'm gonna be honest, and this might be not a very popular opinion, right? Even though, I mean, first of all, I don't believe in going on any show to find love, but if you were, you know, I I understand the wanting to go on this particular show because maybe that is something you were seeing in yourself, right? Like maybe you realized that you were dating people more on the physical level,
Right.
and it wasn't working out, and then you're just at a point where you're like, okay, I gotta change it up. You're willing to go on a show. You go on a show like this, Love Is Blind, makes sense. I give them a lot of credit for even trying to go on this thing, but I would almost have more respect if those doors open and they're like, "Damn, love ain't blind, girl." Like,
No, I gotta go. Well,
you
because
know,
he's just hurting people. Like literally, Ashley. Like I feel like she was chilling before she came on this show. I feel like she was actually chilling, and she still, I feel like, would be just chilling. But like you disturbed her. You literally disturbed her. You disturbed
well,
her.
but I'm saying too, like, but maybe his, you know, like I think, yeah, I mean, obviously, if his intention was to get like famous or whatever, and this is why he's on the show, like, I don't know, like
Well,
people,
I
I'm
feel like
sure
there might have been a lot of things, and there probably
people
still are a
might
lot of
have,
things at play. But
yeah, people might have that. I mean, just go on another show. Don't go on like a love show. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe he did have the intention
Right.
all the way up into that point, and then it's like you're kind of into like I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I would do if I went on a show, which I wouldn't go on a show. But let's just say hypothetically, I went on a show. I'm super in it. I'm super into this person. Those doors open, and I'm like, oh. But I'm still gonna kind of go through it, right? Maybe the first 1 day, 2 day, you go through day one. But I'm not gonna be like, we could get a trust in Dubai, and I'm just nomadic, and I didn't lie about this and that. Like, I don't know. I think I don't know how I would react in that situation either. Like, I'm sure it must not have been easy, and it's like, are you also lying to yourself that you keep trying to think about what it was like in the pods, but like now you know what they look like?
I would just be honest. You built all this trust. You spent all this time in the pods without ever seeing this person.
I would at least give it like a day. But like the stuff that happens on the show happens, so I don't think I could fake it on camera. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's no way I could fake it on camera.
That was a lot of the things with them. And did you hear, like, at the wedding, like when Ashley cut him off and like said her whole speech, it's like they both weren't feeling it because off camera, like, they hated each other low key. Like, but you didn't see that because all you saw was like, oh, I love you, and then you saw the little fight about like not being physical, and then about his like whereabouts and like not being changing the goalposts or whatever. Like, you saw all of that. Like,
people were hella funny about that. They're like, it just comes down to communication in relationships, right? Like, if somebody leaves the house and you're like upset that they left the house because you want to get busy, girl, call them. You know, because people aren't mind readers. People aren't mind readers.
Right.
You know, and there are a lot of, I think, couples too, when you get somewhat comfortable, you kind of think that they are a mind reader. And I have to even remind myself, I'm not a mind reader. My girlfriend's not a mind reader, and so it's like, we have to remember that there's a communication piece so that we don't have to read each other's mind. I can just tell you, hey, I was hoping you'd be around or whatever, right? So, but obviously they're going to have problems with communication because Alex just talks to hear his sound, the way his voice sounds.
He's practicing.
And, like, I don't know that a lot of it even makes sense. And then, so who knows? You know what I mean? Like, but I felt like that fight. I felt like that fight wasn't even like a real fight. You know what I mean?
Real fight. It could have been for the cameras. I feel like
and I didn't like how he was like, oh, I was honest about being nomadic. Like, I was like, what?
But then his mom in the same breath was like, yeah, I could totally see him settling down with a family in one place. But where? I don't know.
That didn't seem real either.
It did. That's what
what is she talking? Like, do you even know your son?
That's why they were saying, like, is that even his mom?
This dude has a bitch in every area code. Let's not lie. Like, stop lying to ourselves. This dude is... Anyway, I can't with this dude. He's a male Pisces. Let's go.
Oh, he's a Pisces?
That should explain a lot. Okay, what do we think about...
Okay, why do we even have that conversation?
Okay, I'm not even going to worry about the guys that got, like, not picked at the end. All right, oh gosh. Yeah. Okay, Chris. What do you think about Chris?
A lost soul for sure.
Okay, so, like, what do you think about Chris prior to reunion? And then we can talk about, like, reunion stuff.
I think he did a very good job at trying to, like, be in the experiment. Like, I believed him until I didn't. Right? Like, I felt like he was, like, making connections.
Because unlike Alex, he actually was telling her the truth, but it was, like, not worded well. But, like, how do you word that well?
You don't, because it wasn't true. She was hot. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it was... you know what? Just thinking about that, it makes me mad because, once again, it's boiling down to something so physical, something that is literally going to melt away, something that is going to fade away. But what won't fade away is that emotional connection that you have. And, like, that's what he's looking at.
I don't think it was more like a body type. I think for him, it was more like a habit.
An activity, like, doing
like
it
like
every
I'm gonna go
day.
to the gym, but she's not coming with you. She's like gonna do other stuff, and you're like, oh, like honestly, I would rather, not that I would want that. Like I would definitely want a good mix because it's like, I mean, I personally like my girl to
Okay,
stay
so
home,
go
do
dancing.
some chores and you know.
I don't know, go dancing. Like, I don't know, find something that's like, okay, that's active. I just feel like people don't try these days. They don't try. Don't put any effort into a relationship. They're so, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, all done. Not to the point where it's
I
like,
think there was just, he did have an emotional connection with her, but when he saw the other girl, he realized that there was a more of a physical, and
yeah,
he was kind of teeter-tottering towards the physical part, and he was
true.
completely destroying that other.
But I was gonna say he didn't have to do just like that. He did not. He absolutely did not. I'm like, and as a guy, like in his brain, he was probably like, yeah, like how do I say this, or like even myself, like what do I say? First of all, I don't think I would say it. But second of all, I just.
But the thing is, like,
I would have been honest.
it's hard. Yeah, you would have been honest, but like, it's hard to say that to somebody and be honest and not be the bad guy, because they're like, oh, you're on Love
Yeah,
Is Blind, like you
that's
might not
true.
like them. Yeah, but that the thing is, the people have to understand. But Love Is Blind, right? And then he gets to this end, and then he realizes he doesn't have that physical attraction to her, and it sounds like they even like tried, like they were physical with each other. So he went as far as to like do, and then he was like how does he say it in a way, like there's no nice way to say it.
Okay, he could. Okay, yeah,
Because
but
he's
he was
true,
so sleazy about it.
he chose to not pick the emotional connection, right? Because if he didn't choose, and he of course he would have never hurt her like that, would have never said anything, he would have just continued on. But he chose to voice it and break up with her, or whatever. Maybe
Or
because
whatever.
technically they didn't break up.
I
But
don't think he was thinking that they were gonna break up after that. I think he was thinking she was gonna be like, yeah, okay, I'll go to Pilates tomorrow. Like, I don't think he was thinking about them breaking up, but I also don't think he was thinking about how much that could hurt a person, especially a person that's. I don't know. I don't know any of these people, but the vibe
yeah,
that
yeah,
Jess
yeah.
was giving off is like she's very warm and welcoming, and like I feel like people want that, right? So you do
Yeah,
what you need to
it's
do to
just
get
hard
into that.
because in something like this,
Yeah.
where you may have people that do get emotional connected, but then they get revealed, and then they see the person, then they see all the other cast members.
Mm-hmm.
I think, let's just say they want to, hey, maybe I don't want to spend, or maybe I'm not even like, they're at a place where they're like, I don't even know if I can continue a relationship. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because I wouldn't like lie just to end the show, you know what I mean? But
Right. Well, I
also,
think a lot of the stuff, once they're in there, I don't think they can just like go out. So I think they have to say things like, I don't
like
mean to
they
like.
have to marry the person at the end. Like
That's
that's a
what I'm
big
saying. Like,
decision.
they
So if
have to do things. Like,
he's better off being like, yo, there's something, I can't pinpoint it, about the physical. Obviously could have worded it so much better. Like we can agree on that. But he was being, I think, and I'm not trying to defend this guy, like as truthful as he could be, but it's like there's no nice way of saying that. The truth is, when you date somebody, you're telling somebody, hey, this is all about me, right? You show them into your home, you hang out with them, you show them how you do life, blah 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 blah. People can judge the out of that, and they
that's
can be
true.
like yay or nay. They can be like, peace out, I don't like X,
That's
Y, and
true.
Z, and
Yeah.
that's vulnerable. And there's sometimes people don't like, sometimes people have, don't want to date me because I do too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, God forbid I'm like, I do a lot of things that I want to do or like try to over accomplish, but like there are people that don't like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, but it's like,
But like that person's just like not for you. Which, like I said,
yeah.
I think like what you said and what I'm trying to say is like he could have.
So it's
said
a
better.
tough thing. It's a tough, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, stabbing Connor in the back and talking about his girl while they're engaged, like that's all very sleazy.
But that's
And then
what I'm saying. So once he
borderline
said what
narcissistic
he
shit, like
said,
whoa.
once he said what he said, instead of being like, I don't know, like not apologetic, like he dove in deeper. Like he went to that mix and like it got worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't get any better. It wasn't like, oh shoot, I messed up. I said this. Maybe I really should try to fix it with her. But instead, like he got drunk. It got worse. He talked to Bree. Like it got worse. It just got worse.
He
Instead
shouldn't have
of
been
like,
talking to any of those girls about
right,
it.
but I didn't feel any of like that, like,
Well, what about
oh, I feel
reunion?
bad. Like that remorse. Not like remorse, but like I feel bad.
No, I
I
felt,
didn't feel.
obviously I felt worse for Jess. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Obviously.
absolutely. I feel like, I feel like she's good now. She's happy now.
I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes, and I'm like, damn, I don't even know what I would have done. Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't say. Like, what if I had this great emotional connection with somebody, and then
Mm-hmm.
I see them, and maybe everything was great, and then like there's no sexual chemistry. Like, there could have
Yeah.
even been that. You know what I mean? Like, not even
Yeah.
like a
Well,
physical.
he said that. He said that. He's like, I've tried and
And
like
I
I
don't know what I would
can't.
have.
Yeah.
Like I would have just been the bad guy, but would have been like, but I wouldn't have been like drunk talking shit to a bunch of chicks and
That's what
like
I'm saying. Like he
I'm
could
gonna
have.
go to a strip club and put on my
Right.
story. Like, what are we, 16 years old? Like,
Or it's like, forget Jess for a second. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go sell myself. Like, I make a lot of money. I do things. I work out. Like, you want me? Like, he was trying to like sell himself.
I don't like, yeah, I don't like where he was like dissing Connor, like, you need
That's
a
what I'm
guy.
saying.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that. Like, ew,
Nah,
dude,
I'm
what?
good. I'm good on that.
You're
Like,
like
no.
5'4". Get out of here.
Dude, stop. You're like an inch taller than me, and I'm like 5'2". So
We gotta move on. We're not gonna get
we
too rich,
have
but
to, man.
that he's too much. He just looks like Satan. His little smile. Okay,
The
Connor.
little spawn.
Connor.
What'd you say? Connor. I feel like Connor's chilling. He's
Oh,
just a
he's a
regular,
Pisces too.
regular guy. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
He
okay,
seems way more into what's her face?
Debris than she is into him.
Yes.
I knew you were gonna
And
say
I
that.
hate that. I hate
But I
seeing
kind of
that.
feel like, okay, that might be the outward perception, but I feel like there might be this thing like at home and when it's just the two of them where she completely like breaks down those walls, and that's not the case. Like I really do feel like, she becomes more vulnerable, and
Well,
he
obviously she
gets his
likes him.
masculinity back essentially because I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like, I
She
don't know.
calls him a little boy too much, but
That
whatever.
come on,
And
I respect
I
him.
hate the word medium ugly. She needs to stop using that.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
Oh,
I thought that
Devo.
was funny, and I wanted to start using it. Are you kidding?
What about Devo?
Who?
Devo.
Uh,
The guy that went on like some
I'm
trip
gonna
with the
go in my,
girls.
what is it? His nothingness box, or his cave of nothingness or something. I'm gonna go in that right now. I can't.
Like make it more obvious you don't like the that you picked. You know what I mean? Like make it more
Like,
obvious.
could you make it
He's
more
like, you like
obvious?
my shadow. Like, who says
Girl
that to
was like,
someone?
okay, she was like super invested, and that wasn't fair. Like, that wasn't even slightly fair. Like, it's funny because even when he was talking to the
I don't
camera,
think it's
saying
anything
like,
wrong with getting your own dress.
no, there was. I didn't think so. I think people make
Like,
things bigger.
that's alright. I don't know.
Yeah.
People were like getting all weird about it. I'm like, I don't think that was the problem. And
Plus,
like,
I read something like,
she did want to get married a lot, but like,
yeah,
there's a lot of people that
that's
really want to
true.
get married.
Yeah, and I had read something, and I think it was Bree's perspective. Like she wasn't ready to get married or something because like they only had a couple dress options, which means I think Netflix, gave them a budget, offered them this, this, and this, and that's what they had to pick. Coming into this with your own dress probably was the wisest thing like you could have done because you're getting everything that they're offering you. It's not necessarily catered to what you want. It's what
Mm.
Netflix is providing. So I think that's pretty smart. It was fitted to
Well,
her.
for
Like,
women, the dress is really important. So
yeah, and
if
come
you
on.
don't want to have limited options, like
Mm-hmm.
the other option is to bring your own. So,
Bring your own.
I mean,
Brittany knew what she was doing.
it could maybe have been financially better too. You don't know which people, might use like a grandmother's dress or something like that, right? So I don't think that was really
part.
the issue. I just
Right.
think she took the sanctity of the possibility of getting married, and I think she was just kind of manifesting it in a way for herself. I don't think it was bad. I don't think she's obsessed with getting married, that she's going to get married to whoever tomorrow. No, I don't think so.
I
Do you
think we are
think?
all. I love Brittany. Brittany's like, I feel like she's a homie, But do we all forget her reveal to him? She clowned the mess out of him. She was saying he was way shorter than she had ever dated. Like he didn't look like any of the guys she had ever dated. And then she's just like,
she did say that.
Okay, like, do you remember that? Like, she was not actually for him for real when those doors opened. I remember that because I clocked it and I was like,
but she still liked him.
Right.
She
But
still
then
liked him,
after
though.
that, it completely changed. She was all in, and then he became the one that I was like, But I like clocked that at first. I was like, oh, so he's doing all this talking, saying like, oh, she's not his type or, whatever. But he was not her type from the get-go. He was not. So I think we need to remember that, like, her
But
even like giving
it's
him a
just
chance
silly
with a
for them
power
to.
play.
Well, I think they're also like comparing, because all they've ever dated are their types. So then when you go on this experiment, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can't believe that I've really connected with somebody, and you really are the opposite of everyone I've ever dated. Like, that's crazy. Like, so love is blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I'd have to watch that particular one.
Watch
over.
it again. Watch
Yeah,
it again because he was like, like, oh, he's.
What do you
Sure.
think about Jordan?
Oh man, I liked him. I thought he was like a hearty family guy. It seems like he would be like a family guy if he had a family. I feel like there was some probably miscommunications and misunderstandings on both sides.
I think for Jordan, there was too many changes.
There
So
was
like
not because you saw she's like
you gotta move.
right. Yeah.
Then you have this dynamic. I don't know exactly. I don't remember his dynamic, but like your girl owns her house, whatever. I don't know. Some guys can be weird about those dynamics. I don't really know if that has a factor or anything. I'm just thinking more of like the moving part, moving, and then like being like a stepfather type thing. That's a whole nother adjustment.
Yeah.
And I think, and I know people are like, oh, who just picks where to live, like based on like what to do, but like, what are you talking about? Everybody chooses where to live based on what they do. That doesn't make any sense. People literally live where their gym is, where their favorite spots are, where their favorite eating spots are. What? So I wouldn't really criticize that. I think that for him to also have his personal person, like to be his own person, I think he was realizing that he also has spots that he goes to that's closer to where he lives. So he's like, oh my gosh, like these are a lot of different things. Like, so obviously that means he's going to go to hit those places less. And if you're like basically a dad, you're going to do like those are all very legitimate adjustments.
Yeah.
So I think like the thing is marriage is a big deal.
It is.
You know, you can't marry into somebody with a kid already and not kind of have a helping hand. Yeah. I don't think you can. And I think that the expectations of what she wanted and what he was willing to like do, or like they just, I don't know if they talked about that enough. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so their connection was like absolutely adorable, but I did see the disconnect in there because he really was just like, I'm like content where I am. Like he literally was just like, I like my, like his routine, like everything that he liked was like he was in walking distance, Like I understand that lifestyle.
You want to make the deal sweeter for somebody to like change their life. Like if the deal isn't sweet, why am I gonna be here?
Yeah.
And then obviously if it starts getting toxic, like I think that just gave him a reason to be like, see,
to be
like the deal's not sweeter on this side. The grass is sweeter over there where I was.
You want to know something? And I don't want to be like dissing Amber or anything, but he probably was like trying to play it safe, by keeping his place. Because she said it felt like, they went all week and then on the weekends, like they would see each other. Like I could see how, if he started to notice like some patterns or something that he didn't like, he'd want to be away. And kind of use
that comes back to what I was just saying.
Yeah,
if it doesn't seem like a sweeter deal on that side, why is he gonna go over there every day?
Yeah, like, I understand that.
It seems it's probably like, and then she's like, who knows if she had a problem drinking or whatever. Like, what does that look like? Like, I don't know, right? I mean, there's a lot of ins and outs we don't know, right? Because we're just guessing here and based on what aired.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, because when they interviewed him in the reunion, like, obviously he was the most nervous about the daughter part, but they did get along really well.
They did, yeah.
Which is good.
Which I kind of figured. I was like, he seems like he'd get along with.
But that's still an adjustment because you're not a dad. So it's like to then kind of be in that role, but then also like this is all new uncharted territory for him. So like he doesn't really know what to do probably. Like, yeah, and so is this marriage thing to all of these guys, right? Like they don't know how to be married. So it's something I think that maybe if Amber was, I think, trying too hard to grip at him, that he was slipping away because, you know, and the drinking doesn't help.
But he also said something about like having to wear her ex's, like, or like her insecurities about her exes. Like he felt he didn't get a fair chance with her because she was so busy like kind of comparing him.
She kind of ended up, proving her theories right with him because she was pushing him away, though, I think.
That was kind of sad, though, because I thought they were cute. Like, I really thought they were cute. But, like, honestly, that's just an outsider's opinion. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What does that have to do with me?
I feel like they could have... Yeah, I don't know. It just all really depends. Like, but again, like, once things start getting toxic, like, no one's gonna... When you don't have that time established with somebody, and it's that early, and it starts getting toxic, like, of course he's gonna, like, take the door. Like, you don't have any time established with the, you know, so it's no one's gonna choose the toxic over being single. They're just well, hopefully not. There's lots of people that choose it, but
I choose the single life.
Yeah, don't choose the toxic. But all right, let's get through. I was surprised about that. Who else? I think that was Mike. Yeah.
He's the one that wanted the kids.
That was his like almost deal breaker.
I heard that like from his perspective that it wasn't fair to him how he was portrayed. Like he was portrayed like just this, you know, Italian guy that just wanted kids. Like there was so much more to him, he said, that wasn't portrayed. I feel like I wish we would have gotten to know Mike better than what, you know, he presented. Like, it was him and Emma. Right? And I felt
I liked them. I wanted Emma to like for sure find somebody.
I did. Like Emma seems really nice,
but you have to want to have kids
at that point,
because that's hard work. She does have a lot of legitimate fears about that. Like
and there's nothing cute and funny and, you know, about making that decision. There's nothing about that because it's such a serious life-changing decision. I saw this meme of I forgot whose sister it was. Was it Emma's sister that said like, if I could go back, I wouldn't have kids, and it's like the kids. Like why would you say that? But it's so like I work with kids. I'm a teacher.
I know a lot of people that wouldn't say that though.
It changes, right? It can go both ways, but it is a very serious decision.
Well, the point is, it's a non-reversible decision, right? Yes. Once you have the child, obviously. But I think if something would have happened to the child, Emma would have had a lot of guilt. Like if she
100%.
had a child and had the birthmark, or and that's a legitimate thing to be kind of afraid of.
That's why.
But that's hard to like tell a guy you don't want to have kids and you have this fear, and that's tough, dude.
Yeah. But then there's a guy out there that does not want kids, and she would be perfect for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just wasn't Mike.
She gets knocked up like a week later on accident. Anyway, I don't wish I for her, but okay, the women now.
All right, let's do this.
Amber
was honestly mama bear.
I liked her in the beginning, but I kind of stopped liking her because I just felt like she was too bullyish.
I feel like she was very mama bear.
she's criticizing everybody else, and then her relationship doesn't even work out because she's a drunk. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but isn't that how that normally goes? You know, if that's the case, like, isn't that normally go like that? Like, everyone else is pointing fingers, but they're usually like have the biggest problems or the most problems. Whatever.
yeah.
I think.
Wait, what did you think about her storming off stage though? I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. I thought it was. I was like, that was a weird
I'm not
timing.
gonna
I
lie
was like,
to you.
wait, what?
I laughed because first of all, it took her about 10 years to finally get like off the stage. It's like she
Oh
was.
yeah.
You could tell she was mad, but I think if it was up to her, she would not have returned. I think that the show like talked her into coming back on the stage to talk. I think she was over it.
I mean, you forget they get paid for filming.
That's what I'm saying. Because I think she had to like think about it. Because I think her emotions, like she was like done. She was angry, but she had to remember, like, okay, you know.
Ashley.
I was about to say some stuff, but I literally can't. Oh, that's crazy. I hope she finds someone. It was a little sad seeing her and Alex come that far to come nowhere.
Yeah.
We journeyed this far for
They
nothing.
didn't even get out of the locker room of that soccer game.
Like what? You didn't even get out of the locker room. Like we never even made it out of the locker room. I liked her power play, like her stopping him and being like, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is for me." I hope more girls or more women, take that approach where it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna settle for you, and I'm not gonna.
Well, she straight up basically called him a liar to his face. So there's something,
nice.
she probably found out something that we don't know, or that's more detailed.
Right. But I think if you find something like that in a relationship, instead of like standing for it and like, being quiet about it, address it. Or just be done. Like I don't understand what I like that's why I like her approach to it. Like she saw what was going on. She realized it was a pattern from an old relationship that she didn't want again, and she pieced out. I appreciate that.
Yeah, she said that she always fell for potential. And she was like seeing that again, and she's like, there's potential. Yeah. And she was like,
I want the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she was one of my favorites, I would say, probably. Okay, Brie. Yeah. Brie was one of my least favorites.
So Brie is from my home state. So I mean, I obviously have respect for her for going on the show as a Michigander. I feel like maybe she's misunderstood. Like I would love to believe that there's more of an emotional person up under, like the tough exterior, like whatever. I feel like, and that's what I feel like her and Connor work with, even though she said like she's the head and he's like the emotions or whatever, like the heart.
Yeah.
I think underneath a lot of it is just like a girl who just wants to be loved a little bit hard to understand because of how much she's been going through, so you get a little tougher, you build a thick skin, but when someone comes around and they truly just want to love you for you, she has to like break down those walls, and I think that's what we're seeing because she is like catty to him and like mean, well, at least in the show. Because she said, like, looking back, like, the girl.
I think it's just her humor in a way.
Right. So I feel like she has her little quirks, but I feel like she just wants to be loved underneath. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I feel like Chris threw her for a loop, though.
I did forget one guy. Wait, Chris threw her for a loop? What do you mean?
Like, by, like, saying... I feel like he was, like, kind of... Well, because I think
she handled that whole... I think she handled that whole thing wrong. If I were Connor, I would have been pissed.
It was terrible. I'd be like,
dude, there's a point in time in a conversation where you walk away.
Say stop. But at some point,
she
was kind of even, like, leaning in and kind of engaging. And I was like, yeah, well, this is too far. And I think
she liked the attention. She likes the freaking attention.
I think someone said, like, she just wants to be.
I bet you Connor punished her for that behind the scenes. Like I bet they fought about that at some point. Like maybe not majorly, but I think he was like, dude.
But he probably was like.
But again, we don't know how much editing played a role in that. But no, the guy I forgot was Vic.
Because Christine he's an unproblematic king. Like, we love him. He reminds me a lot of myself. Where it's like, you worked really hard.
Well, they clearly had like the strongest connection, and we're so.
I saw that off the bat.
Because there was no turmoil.
They didn't get a lot of airtime because they knew that they weren't going to be drama. Like, they weren't.
They're like, not good for TV.
It was perfect. I think we all wanted to see that. Like, we wanted to see the true love. And they said, no, we want to see the drama.
We don't want to see the true love. I do not watch Love is Blind and watch them fall in love. I watch the train wrecks. Let's be real. Nobody watches it for that.
I do. Thank you very much. I actually hate shows like this, but I actually did watch it because, like, I don't know, I respect Netflix in a weird way.
And the fact that they gave them less airtime and the ratings are through the roof because of all the drama is proof of what society wants to see.
Excuse me, I saw the side of the internet that was like, more Vic and Christine.
Yeah, but they're not going to show it. It's too boring.
Yeah, I know. That's not fair.
They're going to have their own show or something.
No, but I love what she said. She said she didn't care where they were going or what they were doing as long as they were together, because they got sent to Malibu and everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? So she didn't care. Yeah. And I was like, what really matters and like what the internet is arguing about, it's like, if you don't listen to what the couple said, they don't care. They were just happy to be together. Like, that's the internet making this bigger than, that's what I like. Yeah. Simple. It was simple. It's like a simple love story. Like, they were literally like.
Yeah, it was too boring for reality TV though. What about Emma?
I liked Emma. In the pods, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little annoyed with her.
People are like, she needs therapy.
Like, this
is her therapy, kind of.
Right? But I was just like, okay, not that saying like, oh, your standards are so high or so high. But it's just like, maybe take a beat back and like kind of just like listen and like kind of take your expectations out of it and just see what the person is like bringing to the table instead of, I don't know. I was annoyed. But toward the end, I really
like, Emma, stop having feelings.
I was like, no, not like that. I'm all for the feelings. I was just like, girl, is anybody ever going to meet your standards? But then it turned out at the end, like, she had a standard that someone else, like, she couldn't meet someone else's standards. So, here we go.
Yeah, and you can't fake. It's not even good to, like, fake that you want to have kids. I think, though, that, I think she
switched up, though.
I think really with Mike, she would have for sure just done it. Because he was the kind of, like, energy that, like, she just felt calm. I don't know. But what about Jessica? We like Jessica. She's like our favorite, I think.
We like Jessica. Yeah, I think she's our favorite. Like,
there was like nothing I saw of her that. But actually, you know what I really liked? Yeah. I liked that when Chris was saying all that stuff to her, she just like didn't even.
She didn't respond.
She just didn't, because I think she's smart enough to realize like. There's no point. Like, the way that was going to play on TV anyway.
Like, hurt little man under there.
People were going to be so shocked by what he said.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, no matter how she reacted, like, I don't even think I would have remembered. Well, no, obviously, but I think that there's nothing she really, because the only other reaction would have been to get upset, which would have been, like,
rightfully so.
Pointless,
No. But like, okay, let's feed into the TV drama. Like, I would have understood if she did that and like went off, but she didn't, and that says a lot about her character.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, she's smart enough to realize like there was no point to even react. She's like, I'm winning at the end because this dude's he's just sealing the deal for me. That like
she literally also found a guy that's like perfect.
Yeah, and they're both doctors. I love that guy.
Like, double doctors? Are you kidding? Like, they're so good.
No, like, the way he talked about her. Okay, that was cute. To me, that was even cuter than Christina and Vic. You know, because
Yeah,
then
like
we're watching it develop, but with them that was a little more unexpected. So I think that's why I liked it more.
definitely unexpected. I also didn't expect Mike to have a girlfriend.
Oh,
I did not expect that. We also none of us expected for
that's always so
Devontae.
tough. That's always so tough.
Okay, can we just talk about? Well, can I just talk about something? This might be controversial,
Yes, yes.
but if I make no mistake, and this could have just been me, but with Brittany and Devontae, they were really keen on no sex before marriage, like super biblical way. And I think,
Hmm.
yeah, that's how they were going about it. Because like when it was time to get physical, like in the show part of it, they were just like, no, we're just gonna like sleep in the same bed, but we don't like, they even talked about that. So how is it that like a couple months later, Devontae's about to have a child, but you were so devout on not having sex before marriage? And I think that part probably also hurt Brittany because they weren't as the knowledge that we were shared, like that was given to us, that they weren't doing anything, and then all of a sudden, he's
I
gonna
think
be
they I think they
back.
probably did. I think they probably did.
You think?
Oh yeah.
You think that Christian act was
I
like
think
just for TV
no, I
or
think
for the
they could have
dad?
even I think they could have even really meant it, but I just
I can't
I
imagine.
just don't see them going through all
Right.
of that and like
But then that
what's
also
the
could
point
have
of
put a
waiting at that
strain on
point?
that, though. It could have been that probably could have been a reason,
Like it didn't that it didn't work out.
right? They weren't even able to know if they could, be sexually compatible.
I think they did though. Like
You think
I
so?
don't think he liked her. So I think if he was like, "Oh yeah, we shouldn't do that." I feel like he was agreeing because he probably wasn't that sexually attracted to her. Because think about it this way. Like I don't know, the way and of course based on what we were given, right? He
Mhm.
just didn't really seem like he liked her. Like he always wanted
No.
space from her and she was like
Yeah.
calling her her shadow like
Yeah. Like, and
I don't
I
know.
don't
If
know.
I've
Do you
ever
think
felt the
I
ick
don't
from a
think she was
girl,
good.
I would agree to all kinds of waiting before marriage if I don't want to touch them and be near them or something. I don't know. So I guess they could have, but
I
who
think
knows?
he
I guess we're
was
just.
talking to someone else on the side.
He seemed a little checked out,
He was
especially
checked
in
out, but
some of their conversations. So
he had just lost, was it his grandpa or one of the.
yeah, I get that, but I think you kind of lean into your relationship when you lose someone. You know,
That's
like
what I'm saying. So it
why
started
you're
off like
pushing.
that,
Yeah, I don't know.
but he
I
didn't
mean, I
lean
guess
into
that's not
anywhere.
always the case either. So
You just never know.
I thought it was weird that the dad was like lecturing him and like talking to him though at the end. I was like, I don't know, but if you break up with me, my whole family breaks up with you. So like,
Thank
my
you.
my family
Say
ain't
that
saying nothing
again for the
nice.
people in the back.
If we
If
break up,
I
we're
break,
broken up. My whole family and you are broken up. Yeah. I don't know. I would have been pissed at my dad if he was like, oh, giving you fatherly advice. Like, but then it's like, you know, of course I'm gonna look like a jerk because they're like, he doesn't have a dad, and I'm like, well, I don't know. It gave me. But you know what? That almost maybe like the dad just really wanted to like.
I think
I
that was
mean,
just
he
out of
was.
the
I mean, they
kindness
were
of his
doing the
heart.
Christian thing. I guess it was a Christian thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He just gotta seem like she, especially with the way that ended, did her dirty like that. Like now you're having some other. Like oh my god, it's just a little embarrassing. Like give it some time. I don't know. Now you're having some girl's baby. I don't know.
No,
But
it
that's
was
how
like
life
the
works,
timeline
though.
is off.
The timeline sometimes just isn't right. Sometimes, you know.
It's not. I don't know. I
I
thought it
don't
was
know.
funny with like all the people that came on Love is Blind, or any of the people that come on Love is Blind for the seasons. Is like only a couple of them survive. And sometimes they don't even do that. I just think the numbers are funny. I think the numbers are funny.
You gotta watch the next season then.
I might.
Do you have
I
any
don't
more
know. Oh,
anything else to add before we end?
yes. Actually, I'd like to say the way we came into our friendship love was kind of blind because yes, we did have
Hmm.
social media. Um,
Our love was
But
blind.
we met like over social media, but we didn't get to meet like off, like, first time we ever had an interaction in person. And I thought you were cool. I thought you were
You
like,
can't tell the vibes. You
you
can't tell the vibes.
cannot.
Yeah.
That was exactly it. I thought you were cool,
Hmm.
like just off rip based on your profile. When I met you and we were in the same room, I said, whoa, 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 vibes immaculate. But like you could tell like you were cool, but you could like feel the cool. You know what I mean? There's nothing beats being in person. Nothing also beats
Yeah.
a Jet 2 holiday. So
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
nothing beats it. No, but like, and nothing beats like being in person and like, seeing the person, like being there and like having the vibes. But it was really nice to like talk to you beforehand and like kind of sort of get to know you. That's what it was nice. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I didn't like get the full immersion of like, oh hi, nice to meet you, like off the bat. This was like, hey, like I need a roommate. You seem cool.
Well, I
Like,
think like, obviously we're both friends with Veda and I trust her a lot. And she does remind me of things sometimes when I'm like losing my own spiritual stuff and she's like reminds me. But I trust her a lot. So like if she told me, oh yeah, like and I'm more concerned with yeah, I trust Veda. I trust Veda so much. So
yeah,
for
I
her to
trust Trevor, and
just
he was like my friend Lucy, and I was like, anybody that you call it,
and
like,
I knew Trevor because I was in a lot of her streams and he would talk to me about Taylor Swift and like whatever else. And so like and we didn't meet me either, but like because we were familiar online and it's just kind of that's the way it goes. Like, you guys kind of like online you kind of realize that you have the same humor. Like I'm making a lot of friends on YouTube because I'm liking some of the funny comments and then I'm like, oh my god, that's funny. Like and so it's actually strange on YouTube. Like they should make some like almost like Reddit. I don't know. They need to make like some sort of I don't know, like almost like a I mean, I guess they do technically you have like a profile page. But like some people just don't post on YouTube. But I feel like you should be able to like talk to them but like not just in public comments. I don't know.
make it
But
like
then
a
but then it's
DM
but then it's
situation.
but then it's giving me like but then you're like back to Facebook and all that again. So
Yeah, then it's like every other social media platform.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's people that are so funny on there that I'm like, I just need to be like in a Discord or something with them. Like,
Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. No, because sometimes the
but
comments are way better than the video.
yeah,
Like the video,
but I
amazing.
appreciate that comment or like
Comments,
what you said about that. I appreciate your
yeah.
perspective of meeting me. Actually, I'm looking at the pink jacket that I wore. That's
Yes,
like the only
the
time I wore it was for
vibes,
TwitchCon.
the vibes. I saw you
But meeting you
across
was
the room.
fun. We instantly had fun. That was so fun.
Are you trying to go this year?
Oh my gosh, we have to talk about that offline.
I knew
We'll
you were
see.
gonna say that.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching Lucy's Paradise podcast. We went over some of Love is Blind for you. Let us know what you think in the comments about each of these guys. And yeah, hopefully we covered enough. Because I feel like we went over a lot.
We did.
It's kind of a lot to go over each thing and like thinking back. And I've watched the show like twice and the reunion twice just so I can. Oh, I do want to say one thing about Nick Lachey kind of going off on Chris. Like that was like.
He
I guess that makes it more entertaining.
He needed to do that.
I think he took it personally with the whole Ohio guys, like.
Well,
I think he was like, "Come on, guys," like.
Well, you don't go on a show and this is the thing. Good people. I know a lot of bad things sometimes happen to good people, but at the end of the day, good people like that, it shines through. And Jess is a good person. She did dirty in front of the entire world by a man who like didn't even seem to care. So I feel like Nick was coming from like a protective stance of like, these are, now we're like a family. We've, filmed for this amount of time. Like we spent this amount of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good he called him out. You know what I mean?
She
But I was
should
like, I
have.
did not expect that. Like, I was
I
like, whoa,
didn't either.
can the host do that? Like,
No,
and
no,
then
no. I was kind of
Vanessa's
looking at
face was
Vanessa
like,
yeah, Vanessa's like,
I was like, dang, he going in.
they're definitely talking about
cooked.
this in the car later. Like,
Yeah, for
dang.
sure.
Yeah, but I think that was rightfully so.
Okay. I think he took it personally because they're the Ohio guys too. Like,
I don't care.
you know?
I just think, well, Chris said whatever he wanted. How come it is that like people can, you know, do whatever and then, you know, no.
No, yeah. You know, he needs accountability. Well, which Amber gave him some too, which is funny.
Bro, I still
and he's like, I don't care. I don't give a flying F. I don't give a flying F. I'm like, oh my god, if I hear that one more time, dude has nothing creative to say.
Oh my gosh, I don't give a flying F. I saw so many parody videos online. Like,
okay, you gotta send me some. I'm ready to see more.
Oh, I just watched a bunch. Like, they're flaming him.
Well, shout out your Instagram.
Yes, it is. I am Alexis Monet. Follow me on there.
Yes. Follow me, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Aloha.